with you in like bags of people. Harley, she's head of the Suicide Squad.
Hello and welcome to this episode of Box Office Quarterbacks. This is Gerald and with me is Jeff. We're actually reviewing Harley Quinn Season 3. It's a little bit behind on the game, but we did want to talk about this because this is a show both of us enjoy very much, starring Kaylee Cuoco as Harley Quinn herself. And I guess now really it's Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy, right, Jeff?
Yep, it's pretty much a duo now, and I love Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn in this show, and I love this show in general because DC doesn't hold back any punches with it, and that's my favorite thing about it.
Yeah, it's not afraid to make fun of itself or any superhero property for that matter when it's time, and it makes fun of itself a hell of a lot. In fact, the Batman material in this season was some of the best, in my opinion, that we've gotten out of the character in a while, just because it was different and it was funny and it didn't feel rude to the character. I think it was just really great.
I liked it because Batman's a weird guy. You have to admit he is. He dresses up like a bat and he spends all his time in a cave with an old man butler. So obviously the dude's going to be weird. They really play into that weirdness. So that's great. The romance with Harley and Ivy is obviously the best part. But then the side characters also get a lot to do, especially Clayface playing Billy Bob Thornton throughout the season, which I thought was pretty damn hilarious.
Yeah, that whole thing, James Gunn being in there, everything from start to finish, this movie carried. And with it ending, I believe it ended the season 2 was the ending after they had just gotten married, right?
Or well, they were just they ran away together at the wedding. Ivy and that Kite Man and Ivy were going to get married.
Yeah, that's right. But it's very good. You still get a lot of character development out of both of them. A lot of great jokes. Though there are parts of it where it drags a little bit to me. Those being the storyline with Joker being a stay-at-home dad now, who's running for mayor. It just I get it. He's good now, you know. They could have just left that guy alone, I think. And then the Commissioner Gordon stuff was just kind of, I don't know. I feel like I've seen it. I think I'm just tired of the Gordon stuff now. But that's just
I'm tired of Gordon, but I did really like the Joker stuff just because it's not what you're expecting, where he does all these evil things to get back at a mom that's also on the PTA with him. That's why he runs for mayor in the first place. Like, such a petty roundabout. I really love that whole plot. You also get some really cool DC characters showing up. You get Nightwing, who shows up here and he's very emo, which I thought was hilarious. Batgirl shows up as well. And then you got Swamp Thing, which I thought was super cool.
Yeah, and I love the way they portrayed Nightwing and Batgirl, because like Batgirl was always trying to prove herself or impress Bruce, while Nightwing was always trying to get his approval, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, it was just that was, and then Swamp Thing was fun. I love the when they were getting the beignets in the swamp, and he was talking. What did he say? Like they're gentrifying the swamp.
Yeah.
Like no. Swamp Thing and a man bun. Also shacking up with Mrs. Freeze.
Yeah, she's having the time of her life right now. Just having a moment with Swamp Thing out there in Louisiana. So that was all funny. The writing is great in this show. Just, I can't even pinpoint any of the humor because it's so hilarious. Like, there's that part early in the season where, Clayface and King Shark are not supposed to go into this certain room at Catwoman's house. And then they take Billy Bob Thornton in there and he gets eaten by a tiger. So it's just some dark humor. You have the Court of Owls, who are a cult, like Eyes Wide Shut. It is so good.
This is a show that in one season we got Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn falling even deeper in love. You got the Court of Owls in an entire episode based on an orgy.
Yeah.
You got an entire episode where Joker, the stay-at-home dad, ran for mayor to keep his son and set English as a second language or something like that, or dual language, right? Um, Classes, because Joker's a stand-up guy now, and you also got Batman singing with Catwoman in a musical, and Batman bringing back his dead parents to life.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that whole plot. And then the movie that's running in the background where James Gunn is directing the movie version of the Waynes getting murdered. So it's like super dramatic, and Billy Bob Thornton is playing Thomas Wayne, and then you get Batman like caught in a loop of seeing his parents getting killed over and over and over, which is like a play on the viewer, who because we've seen Batman's parents get murdered over and
Yeah,
over and over.
a
So
million times.
so clever, so clever. I'm so happy that they decided to greenlight this for season 4, because I would have been really sad if they would have ended it
Yeah,
just after 3 seasons.
I would have been highly upset. That because there's no there, like, there's so much more they can do with this, and they're having so much fun with it. I say just keep doing it. Um, there is a few jokes in there that I could get the normal audience not getting, um, because there's some very meta, not just DC jokes, but also like entertainment jokes
Yeah,
about the movie industry. Like for me and you, we watch a lot of movies and stuff, and we watch a lot of this content, so we get a lot of those jokes. I mean, a lot of the James Gunn jokes are like inside baseball jokes that like everybody knows about, but nobody's really confirmed. You
yeah,
know, and if you didn't know everything about what happened with James Gunn, you may just like not get that. But I tend to lean on the side of the belief that like society at this point in time is so entrenched to media in any sense of the form that most people do know it. So I think it's probably safe, but it's a little bit of a risk.
yeah. It's a show first and foremost for DC fans, like hardcore DC fans. But even if you're like a casual viewer, like my wife loves this show because it has all that humor in there, and it's just hilarious. It's just a funny show to watch. Like you don't have to get the references, but if you are into all the stuff that me and Gerald are in, like it's extra icing on the cake for sure.
Basically, if you're hashtag nerd shit, you're going
Yes.
to enjoy this. Clip that, use it for the Twitter.
Yeah, nerd shit. Hashtag it.
But overall, where do you rank this season on your list? On our rankings, I mean, excuse me.
Yeah, so on our scale, I'd probably put this season as a high starter. I think
Okay.
season 2 was still the best Harley Quinn season that we've gotten so far, just because like the build up to the romances was like the best part of the show. It's like Ivy and Harley, will they, won't they? So that's why I like season 2 the best. This one, uh, I mean, it is good. It's just didn't live up to season 2 for me. So uh, that's where I'd rank it. I'd rank the show as a whole, though, since we haven't talked about it before, as an all star, I would say.
I agree. The show actually okay. So I think this show's an all star. Um, this season was an all star. Excuse me. Um, I very much enjoyed it. I loved it. I was laughing all the damn time. I was actually behind the other day. I hadn't seen the last like 5 episodes, and I watched them all in a day, like back to back to back to back. So, and I realized how upset I was at myself for being behind, but how glad I was also because had that chance to binge, which I don't really get a chance to do with shows like this usually.
Yeah.
So, it was a different experience, and I loved it. I was very much impressed. I can't wait for season 4. Um, and I think they should retitle it Harley and Poison or Harley and Ivy or something
Yeah.
because it is very much a 50-50 show. Not that you get any less of Harley, you still get a very much appropriate amount, and if anything, I think it probably enables you to deal with her better. And the direction they're going with her character, at least that it looks like, is a very interesting one. Um,
Because
but
she's a
I think
superhero now at
okay,
the
well,
end of the
spoiler,
season. Yeah.
fuck.
The whole show,
Yeah,
the whole show is a spoiler, Gerald.
but Yeah, so she ends up becoming kind of a superhero, and Ivy's cool with it. So Ivy's gonna go work at the League of Doom or whatever, so I don't know how much more Ivy we're gonna get. I don't. I could see them going very full on Harley with occasional Ivy.
I think they'll
Um,
split time in the future
I think they'll split.
seasons.
I think they'll still
So,
split time.
because it's like a co-lead thing now. It's like we'll do, plot A with Ivy this week and plot B with Harley, and then they can switch back and forth. And then probably the Legion of Doom is going to play into everything at the end of next season. That's where I think it's probably going.
Yeah, I could see that. Well, I think we've said enough on this already. This was a great show. I think we definitely recommend it. Harley Quinn continues to be fantastic and fantastic get for HBO Max. So continue supporting it. Make sure you go watch this season. Watch it twice, watch it 3 times. It has rewatchability with all the jokes that you may miss the first time and won't catch the second time, or even just hearing it for the third time is funny as hell sometimes. So go watch it and then rewatch this review too every time you do that. And make sure you resubscribe every time you log in with a different Google account on your phone.
Yes.
And then the same with your different Twitter accounts. Like go follow us on there and Facebook and Instagram. I think you're getting my point here. Just keep redoing it. It's Groundhog's Day. It's good to get into a habit. It's healthy. It's better than smoking and or drinking. So
Put
make
it on
sure
your
you guys get to
schedule.
that. For Jeff, I'm Gerald. This has been Box Office Quarterbacks Nerd Shit Edition. Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy go together like baseball bats and photosynthesis. That's a joke I saw on Twitter. I stole that. But thank you guys. See you around.